All right, well, it's time now for Media Watch, and I'm joined here in the studio by James Creedon. James, we're going to start with this ongoing up all night protest and a poster that has denounced police violence. It's gone viral. Tell us more.
It has. This is a union poster, one of the left-wing CGT trade unions, and it is basically saying the police is meant to protect citizens, not beat them up. And you can see there that it is a poster with blood all over it and a police baton, stop police violence, etc., etc. In any case, it generated a huge amount of comment online today from politicians, mostly critical comments saying this is insulting to the police, it's irresponsible. During the state of emergency, France, of course, still officially in a state of emergency after the Paris attacks, it is absolutely unacceptable, says Gérard Larcher. He's the president of the French Senate, and that is, I think, giving the tone of much of the response from the French politicians. François Fillon, former Prime Minister as well, saying that the CGT union absolutely has to apologise for this. Now, elsewhere on social media, those who support the up-all-night protest movement say no, there have been incidents of police stepping over the mark, stepping over the line, if you like, and it's, you know, the CGT union is just drawing attention to that. Just to show you some headlines that pick up on this issue over the last number of weeks. France, 19 protesters injured in Nuit Début police clashes. That was from the 3rd of April. The Huffington Post drawing attention to accusations of rubber bullets, police violence, tear gas at the Calais migrant camp in the north of France. Apparently one refugee rights association surveyed these migrants, and 75% of them claimed to have experienced some level of police brutality. There was also accusations and videos doing the rounds of social media that showed alleged police violence around the anti-labour law demonstrations last month, which of course kicked off in some respects the up all night protest movement, which is actually just it's an extension of the protests against the labour law.
Yes, a general discontent, unhappiness. Yeah,
that's right.
Indeed. And now we do have one image of a riot police officer kicking a woman. That's gone viral.
That's right. Now, this was, this was on the 14th of April. It was connected to protests, or what would you say, a parade against the the labour law. And you can see here, this lady got up off a café terrasse and was complaining about tear gas being used excessively and that it was, troubling her, etc. And, well, the riot police officer responded in that manner, and it was captured on social media, or put up on social media, and it became a sort of a meme online where that police officer was being kind of stuck onto all sorts of other images. And I suppose the idea was to point out that it was a pretty violent gesture, and according to that woman, it was a gesture that was not proportionate to the moment or to the activity. Now, there have also been reports by riot police officers, such as a guy called Etienne, who rang into RMC Radio, which is a talk radio show, saying, you know what, we're standing at Place de la République. There are people looting and doing all sorts of things that are illegal, and we can't intervene because we've been given the order to not intervene and to just try to keep the peace, but to not break up or disperse the crowd, even if it involves people who are overstepping the mark. So indeed, it has been a tough one for the authorities, because it's not a full-blown Occupy type situation. During the day, they are dispersed. Then in the evening at Place de la République and elsewhere, they gather together, the Nuit Debout protesters, to listen to speeches and whatnot. So the government are trying to not provoke the crowds as well. And indeed, of course, the riot police then are caught in perhaps a difficult situation where they're told not to overstep the mark, but their job is also to maintain order. So.
Indeed, and there also, though, we have some fake images of violence that are out there circulating, which doesn't help the situation.
Right. To complicate matters even further, you have various images that have been doing the rounds of social media, some having been put up by far-right organisations claiming to show incidents of violence by participants in the up all-night protests. Here what you see is one protester actually beating a riot police officer, except, as Le Monde points out, this was in Athens in 2009. It was not at Place de la République in April 2016. So that confuses the picture even further, because what it does is it creates a public perception that the protesters are being more violent than they in fact are. And you have then calls for the police to take more, I suppose, to take action in a more vociferous manner, and so it confuses the picture even further.
Indeed. All right, we're just going to switch gears a tiny bit here, and we've got one French presidential candidate who wants to dismantle the Eiffel Tower. Is that? Am I jumping the gun, or is that true?
This is actually true.
And this will get you elected, perhaps.
That's. I'm not sure it's going to get him elected. Henri de Lequin. Now, he's a very obscure far-right figure, and he's been outlining on his blog his proposals for the presidency. I think he's going to get less than 1%. One would hope, in any case, and they include it includes dismantling the Eiffel Tower. It also includes annexing Belgium, banning Negro music from French airwaves. That's how he puts it.
It's always good.
So this guy basically wants to bring France back to, I don't know, the era of Versailles or something like that. And you can see even on one of his posters here, so that France will become France once again. Although I think France in 2016 is not exactly the France that he's looking for. In any case, dismantling the Eiffel Tower. That's what one of Henri de Lequin's proposals. There you go.
Maybe also bringing back the guillotine.
Right, possibly. Anything is possible for this guy. So,
all right.
Yes, I'm sure he doesn't appreciate the Nuit debout up all night protest.
No,
either.
probably not. All right, James, thank you very much for that. James Creedon with Media Watch.